Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good evening to you around the world. We are so happy to have you here with us. This is USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network, where we celebrate elevated listening. And we are so thrilled to have you on this journey with us as we come to our first year anniversary on Sunday. So thank you to all of our loyal followers, our guests, our team members, and our sponsors. Our show today is The Power of Etiquette and Manners, and joining me is the star of our show. So happy he's here with us today, Mr. Philip Sykes, the founder of the British School of Excellence, and he's going to introduce our very special guest today. Welcome to the program, Philip.
A very warm welcome to everybody. Hello, Dr. JACALYN. Lovely as always. It's that Friday, ready to rock and roll.
Yes, we are. And I'm so happy to see you. The last time I saw you, you were in a beautiful destination having some drinks with little umbrellas. And I'm really happy for you that you have your students, your alumni from all over the world.
That was unbelievable. Of all beautiful places, Mauritius. And gosh, am I missing that beautiful weather, Dr. JACALYN. We've been experiencing quite wet weather. It's been cool here in the United Kingdom, but I have to say it's very good to get my feet back under the desk, so to speak. And we're hugely excited about 23 as an organization. We really and truly are. We had a fantastic team meeting this morning, and we were just putting into place the vision and the focus for 20. We did last year already, but we're just solidifying it for 2023, just to recap on everything. And there's lots of wonderful things in the pipeline.
That's fantastic. Getting everybody on the same page and committed to the mission and the vision. I'd love for you to share with all of our new viewers and new listeners what it is that you offer there at the British School of Excellence. Do tell us.
We focus on giving you that incredible ability to build confidence and put your best foot forward as an organization. Without sounding arrogant, it really does boil down to being an amazing person and building a lifestyle for yourself and building consistency into who you are and how you show up every single day. And through the power of etiquette and manners and emotional intelligence, situational awareness, really understanding yourself as an individual and how to connect and build amazing relationships with all the people around you. That is what we do here at the British School of Excellence. And we do that through the various courses we have that we've designed and had accredited by the awarding bodies such as ILM, City and Guilds, the Continued Professional Development Consortium. We're an Investors in People. We're also a Centre of Training Excellence, and we're accredited by the Institute of Leadership and Management. So all our material, all our training and coaching has been vetted, and it's there to give you the tools to put your best foot forward.
Thank you so much, Philip. And I think it's important as we have started this year and people are committed to change, or maybe they're committed to steadfast in whatever it is they were doing, that we look at etiquette and manners as more than something for posh people, as you always say. It's more than opening a door. It's important, but it's kindness. It's showing up with emotional intelligence, integrity, respect. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Absolutely. And I actually posted something, my team posted something yesterday from a book that actually I've got a copy of it over here on my shelf. And it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little handbook. It's pocket size, and I keep it in the cellophane pack because it's so fragile. But this little book here would have been given to a gentleman or a lady. This specific one was given to a gentleman, and the inscription is 1870 in here, and it was given to Mr. Powell. This lovely little book on etiquette. You can see Mr. Powell's name there on the screen, and I love the opening line, Dr. JACALYN and ladies and gentlemen. It really is fascinating because it is so beautifully inscribed here. It says, high birth and good breeding are the privileges of the few, but the habits and manners of a gentleman or a lady may be acquired by all, nor is their acquirement attended with difficulty. Etiquette is not an art requiring the study of a lifetime. On the contrary, its principles are simple, and their practical application involves only ordinary care, tact, and sagacity. Now, that for me is actually fairly straightforward. We all have an opportunity and an option to choose how we show up every single day. And when we're thoughtful, when we're kind, when we're caring, we have empathy, we're sympathetic, we listen. This is something that Dr. JACALYN, you are the biggest advocate of, hence the Listening Mentor and all those wonderful programs that many of our students have completed and become listening, accredited listening mentors. It is phenomenal when we listen and how we take on board what people are sharing and saying to us. In that way, we can show up even better. So there's so many aspects of being dynamic in how you show up every single day. But for where we stand and how we deliver our coaching and training, the platform, the real essence, the foundation is absolutely to do with your etiquette, your manners, and your emotional intelligence. And that, for me, once you can sort of focus on that and work on that and make it a habit, so you show up every single day with great consistency, that is when things start to really happen for you.
I love that consistency, that commitment to excellence, and to honoring each and every person as a human being, and giving that person grace. I think that's sometimes where we fall short, that we start making judgments and we're having a bad day ourselves, and then all of a sudden we just take it out on someone else. And you talk about that pause, about taking those seconds to actually collect yourself instead of responding emotionally. Tell us a little bit, remind us really about that.
Great question. And this is something that we all have the ability to do, but we don't. And it's because the head works a lot faster than we think, and the tongue works even faster. So we're thinking something, and next thing we blurt something out that we didn't really or shouldn't have said, or we didn't think about, or we didn't pause to take that moment to sort of say to oneself in your head, in your voice inside your head, saying, is this going to add value, or is it going to cause friction or a situation or upset the apple cart, so to speak? And as we've talked about on numerous occasions on this amazing show, that Dr. JACALYN's platform that Dr. JACALYN has put together, we talk about having a 6-second rule, learning to pause. And we call it a pondering pause. Give yourself a moment. No one in this world needs to quickly blurt out an answer to anything. And in this way, when you take that tool on board, you will get so much more from life. You'll get so much more from your audience. And as an organization, we get to work with the most incredible brands out there. One of them being Alfred Dunhill, the beautiful men's brand. We work with brands such as Cartier, brands such as, there are many brands I could go on. But just to give you an example, in one of the coaching and training programs we deliver to these amazing brands, is we actually spend an immense amount of time on that 6-second rule, the pause and the pondering pause, giving people the opportunity to think and see things the way they would like to see things, rather than you talking yourself out of a sale or talking yourself around in circles. And it just gives everyone that opportunity just to, I suppose, reset and then re-engage. So there are so many wonderful tools out there, but you have to put them into practice, and you've got to create habits.
So well said. Thank you. I have to give you a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
We have a fabulous guest backstage, and I just want to read some of the things that she does and she offers and she's accomplished. Pathologist, assistant professor, global peace ambassador, managing director, Global Trainer Academy, co-founder, GCN, neurological researcher, international mental health trainer and consultant, and global certified educationist. Wow.
I mean, boom. And not only that, Dr. JACALYN, an author. Yeah, I mean, an author of 100+ national and international awardee, achiever. She's just incredible. The resume, and Professor Huma's background is phenomenal, and just like, it's amazing the quality and the caliber of people that show up on all your programs and shows. And we are just so privileged to have people walking through the door who want to impart incredible knowledge, guidance, and steering.
Absolutely. And we're going to bring out Professor Dr. Huma in just a second. I just want to make sure that people are aware of the fact that the people that come on this show specifically are from all over the world. They've done their research. It's, who do I want to align myself with? Is it the British School of Excellence or somewhere else? And they choose the British School of Excellence because of the level of competence and professionalism and the quality of the training, the delivering of that you offer there. And I have to say, I've said this to you so many times, I am so impressed and honored and humbled by the people who come through your doors and come here to this show.
And I so appreciate that, because it's coming from your mouth and your words. I haven't held a gun to your head in any way or form, asking you to say any of that. And it goes deep down, and I get goosebumps when I hear that from you, Dr. JACALYN. And again, thanks for the award that you presented at the organization, as I think we were the most viewed or the most popular
TV show of the year.
Which we're going to continue to work toward, and hopefully we can just bring our A game every single time. And it's in true respect to the caliber of people who go out there and understand the importance of what our organization is doing, what you're doing, and how we can make a change in this world. And this platform, USA Global TV, I can just see it's just growing and developing, and the maturity level that it's got to already is just phenomenal. And I know for a fact that you, me, and all the other presenters and co-hosts are completely 100% behind you to make this the most watched platform in the world.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And we will be on Sunday revealing our new intro and our new outro, which is a new video, new music, new voiceover. You can see we have a new logo up in the corner. All the graphics will be changed. All the backgrounds will be changed. So thank you to you and the British School of Excellence, to Leanne, and to all of the alumni from your organization. Let's bring out Professor Dr. Huma and hear what she has been up to. Hello, welcome.
You're on mute, Professor. Namaste. Lovely to see you.
Namaste.
Okay, so first of all, a warm good morning to you and a warm good evening from Pakistan. So this is Professor Dr. Huma Shah, and from the bottom of my heart, Assalamu alaikum and adab to you.
Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have you here with us. We were talking a little bit backstage and continuing here live about the power of etiquette and manners. Why is that important to you?
Okay, thank you very much for the question, first of all, Dr. JACALYN. And why the etiquettes and manners are important to me? It must be the question that why the etiquettes and manners are important to all of you. Today, I am sitting in front of you because I have achieved many of my goals in my life in a very young years of my age. When I was just 21 years old, I received an award as an Global Youngest Researcher Award. But that's not the point. The point and the question is that why the manners and etiquettes are important. It's important because it defines your personality. I mean that it defines our personality. It defines our souls, and it explains each and every aspect of our life. If we have a lot of degrees and a lot of long change of designations, as I have already in my hand, and I have a huge command of different, you can say, designation is all these things. But if I don't have a good manners, and if I don't have a realistic etiquettes, I don't think that I want to be able to achieve any of the goal of my life. So it's not important. It's really not important to be a doctor or to be a professor or to be a coach or to be any sort of director. It's important to be a good human being. Today, I am here to deliver the message that being a good human being is only because having a good manners and a good etiquettes. And I have learned a lot of etiquettes and manner from the different types of cultures and traditionals, by the way. So this is why tradition, etiquettes, and manners, society, all are this, you can say, it's a one plate. It's a one plate, a one garden, which has different sort of flowers and different sorts of grass in it. We just have to put it out for the good productivity of our world.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Philip. You're on mute now. Philip, you're on mute. He's not hearing us.
I love the idea that you've got this amazing analogy of the garden and putting the flowers out there and letting them grow abundantly. And we have coined a sort of a thought and an idea here at the organization, is that I think for me, one of the most beautiful plants out there is an orchid. And when you take an orchid, they're very fragile plants, especially in cooler climates, and you nurture that orchid and you put it in the right sort of sunlight and you give it just the right amount of water each week, it starts to grow and develop and produce some of the most beautiful flowers in the world. And that is because it's been nurtured. That's because it's been given the right opportunity. And you're so right in every sense of the word, Professor Huma, is that we need to look after one another and guide and steer one another through this world. And as you said, you can be the sharpest, brightest person in the world, but without the right etiquette and manners, you can fall down and hit your face very hard.
Yeah, I totally agree with your words. And I would like to add one thing, Honorable Excellencies, that you are the TV host as well as you are the representative of the British School of Excellencies. So a very simple thing, when we are talking about the etiquettes and manners, so it's a question that without having a good manners, obviously you must have the good coaches in your school. You must have the good students and good participants, good lecturers or professors, or what sort of the staff do you have? But I must believe that all the people in your circle is actually loving you. What is the main aspect to love you? What is the main and important point to respect each other? Is it either because of some sort of money? Is it either to get some sort of position? Or is it either to get some sort of important organization, or to be the good director, or to be a good person, or to get some sort of dollars anymore? No. The only greatest thing is to be loved and to be with so much empathy and sympathy as well. If you are not able to be with a good manners and etiquettes with your staff, I don't think that the British School of Excellencies will run more. But yes, if you have a good etiquettes and manners, then obviously all your juniors, all your co-workers, or your staff members, even your students will follow. As the people following us, people, for example, my students, my MBBS students, or my training session students always follows me. They are not following what I am teaching. They are not, I am not teaching them to follow that. Okay, many of the people ask me that you get the position of professor in so young age. You became a doctor as well. You have a long change of your designations. So people do not follow me only because of this. Believe me, it's a grace of God that only people are actually loving me only because of my good manners and etiquettes. But one thing I would like to add over here. Unfortunately, our young age, our young generation actually is not following a good etiquettes or good manners. Or maybe we can say that we are unable to deliver and address the actual aspect of etiquettes and manners. This should be the lacking of the society, and this should be covered up. Not only in the one country or in the one continent, it's a global issue. I have traveled to a lot of countries and I have faced this. Whether we are talking about, when we are talking about the tradition and the culture. So under the guidelines of this culture and tradition, to be a TV host, or to be an anchor, or to be a director, or to be a teacher, or to be just a mother, a father, or to be just a human being. First, we have to understand, and first we have to start from our home. This should be at the global issue and at the international level as well. We should start implementing. This is the point what I want to highlight over here, respected Philip and Dr. JACALYN, that we are talking, we are discussing, we are doing a long list with we have so many panelists who are talking about manners, who are talking about young generations, public speaking and all that. But are we implementing on all these things? Suppose we are talking right now about the manners and etiquettes. So do let me know. This must be the question to all of our listeners and followers and participants as well. That are we implementing on our young generations how to be in a good frame of manner, how you can fix yourself in a good picture, how you can fix yourself in a good frame. It should start from your home. It should be start from your home. If we start teaching our children, if we start teaching our siblings, then obviously we will be able to teach our students, our staff, our management, our directors, and it will go long, long, long and long. So this is only the way that how can we reach it out towards the actual designation, which is towards the sky. We always say that to our children as well, especially in Pakistan, that what you want to become. So students and children saying, we want to become a pilot, we want to fly in the sky, we want to fly like a bird in the sky and swim like a fish in the sea. But they are saying, but are we teaching them, are we teaching the young generation that how you learn to swim like a fish in the sea? And how you fly like a bird in the sky? So this is the point which has to be discussed on international level, and it should be the global talk show. It should be the global talk, so that every person should start the initiative to learn, to teach, and to get the new life experience by teaching their young generation. Not only the young generation, I can say that we are also in the same line, because we have already applied the zero tolerance policies. This is my perspective, by the way, that we have already applied the zero tolerance policies in our hormones in our body. What do you say?
Wow, there's a lot there to discuss. You definitely have given me 2 ideas for new TV shows, so thank you for that. I think you brought up some really good points, because we've had other people on the platform who actually work with young people. Philip, they are alumni from your organization, and they teach etiquette and manners to children and teenagers. I think also we've heard from a number of people that during the pandemic, the younger generations really were impacted so much because they were missing events that milestones in their lives they couldn't attend. They were missing their friends and their classmates, and they got much more involved in the electronic devices. And so when that happens, people start at any age start to just check out, really. So I think it's a really important point. Philip, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I get very worked up and emotional about this, because we can look at the pandemic. Yes, that was a travesty, but the biggest pandemic is facing us, and we haven't even seen it coming, or we've talked about it, but we actually hasn't hit us hard. Is the pandemic is our youngsters of today have been exposed to digital technology in boatloads, and it's not conducive to creating amazing and dynamic human beings. Now, I know that's a very bold statement, but let's look at it. The World Economic Forum, and I've shared this on the program on numerous occasions, spoke about 10 skills that are required for life going forward in work and relationships. And only one of those was technology. The rest were all down to those human skills that we all so desperately need and require. And it just goes back to exactly what you're saying, Professor Huma. You can be so bright. You can be an absolute rocket scientist. But if you do not adopt these amazing skills, and this is what we can do, we can 100% introduce these skills from a very, very young age, and show and guide our students and our children on all of those areas. And some of those are words we hear all the time. Communication, number one. Developing a growth mindset. Being open and accepting change. Talking about our emotional intelligence. Talking about diversity and cultural differences. Those are just scratching the surface. And we need, as adults, and we are the shepherds. I like to look at that as we're in a position of guiding and steering people. It's our duty to guide and steer people, and show them the way. And this is where we're falling down. You know, if you think about it, a very simple example is, how many times do you see a young child in a restaurant with a device and they're looking at a screen? And that, to me, is a travesty in itself. And you know, we can point many fingers, but it's up to us as human beings, as adults, to set some boundaries and give our children those tools that they so quintessentially need.
Here, I agree with you, Phil, definitely. And we see that all the time, that family members, parents, they give the child a device just to keep them occupied and busy so that they can enjoy their meal. They don't have to worry about attending to them. And so something I'd really like to discuss, I think is really important, is to the point that you just made, as shepherds, as leaders, as role models. Maybe we've had a day that was stressful, or we're feeling uptight, and we come home and we don't necessarily have that etiquette and manners that we had while we were outside our door. And we come home and we just let it loose on everybody in the house. And the children see this and they start to learn these dysfunctional behaviors. So I think it's really important that it's a whole family unit that gets educated on etiquette and manners. What are your thoughts, Dr. Huma?
I totally agree. And you are reminding me a very practical thing, what I would like to discuss over here, that the worst part of neglecting ourselves is that, just take an example, that whenever we received any phone call, or whenever some of the person came to our home or to our office, to whom we really don't want to meet him or her. So what we said to our children, usually, we said that go and said them that we are not present over here. We are doing something, we are talking with something, we are having a meal, and whatsoever. It's not mean that you are disgrating or disrespecting the person who is standing in front of your door, but you are also spoiling the mentality of your children as well, because children are learning these all things, that okay, if you are not want to meet someone, so just say, just lie. It's a simple thing, just lie. One point. The second point, that we should be able to discuss the solutions as well, what Honorable Mr. Philip has said about, that we should start adopting the kids to be in a line. How the schools and educational department can take part in it and start implementing on it is by to creating, in my perspective, project-based learning. Because project-based learning helps the students, firstly, to be tolerant, not to get hyper or not to get excited, and they will be able to understand no. Now this is a very crucial point. Today's generation don't want to listen the word no. No, no becomes some sort of a big worse thing for them. I don't know why they are not accepting the no. No is also a part of our life, right? You, me, and all are listening the word no in our daily basis. But why our children and students are not accepting? Why they are only want to listen yes, yes and okay, only yes and okay? Why they are not accepting the no? So project-based learning will help the students to become more tolerated, and because project-based learning will help the students to work in a group form, not in the individual form. That's why when we are talking about sustainable development goals, which have United Nations, I hope that you must be known about it, that they have created the 17 goals in it. So when we are talking about the education, so all these factors have been related to it, because it will help the students and the young generations to start and to build up the new personality in it. I hope that you are getting my point, because project-based learning, just suppose that I am doing as well the project-based learning with my students, and I can give you a live examples that the three of the students out of 12 students, three students were very arrogant. I don't know why they were reacting so rude. They don't want to listen. No, they have no adequate, they have no manners, how to treat, how to face your teachers, how to treat in front of elders, and what is the importance of senior citizens as well. We should adopt this point as well. We have totally neglected the importance of senior citizens. That's why this is only, I think that this is also the point that our children do not have the good manners and adequate. So I was talking about my students, by the way. So by the grace of God, now after the 6 months of project-based learning, they are very changed now, very changed. Not completely, but yes, they are implementing what I am teaching to them. And I am very calm, very comfortable. I give them a very flexible mood, very flexible environment, and I always teach them according to their wish, so they are very comfortable with me. So now this is also the point that the teacher students relationship also plays a very important role in the good etiquettes and manners, because if the teacher or a mentor or a coach gets so harsh and very strict that, okay, I'm giving you the task and you have to complete it in an hour, I don't think that this must not be acceptable in the era in which we are living in. Because when we are talking about the etiquettes and manners, we should not neglect this, that we have to adjust with the mentality of the young generation. Yes, we have to adjust it, because when we compromise with the young generation, that only will be the way to take them from the bottom and to put them towards the top.
Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's something that you mentioned that I just want to highlight as well. I refer to them as seasoned citizens. Somebody said that term, seasoned, instead of senior. But I know when I was growing up that we looked up to our elders, we respected our teachers, and somehow that's really changed. And I can't speak from experience today, but you're sharing your experience with us. And so I feel that once again, it's about that family unit teaching how to treat other people. And I know in some cultures around the world, elders are definitely respected. And in other cultures, they're not. They're made fun of, or we don't need them anymore. Or, look at the way she looks or acts. And it's somebody who actually puts something forth in this world, and then they get to be a certain age and they have no value. I don't think so. So I think this is a really important point that we need as a family, as a world, as humanity, to come together and embrace everyone.
Absolutely. And personally, looking at parenting, if you don't guide and steer your children, that's a big black mark next to your name, more than a black mark, because you're actually setting your children, potentially setting your children up to fail. Because it goes back to the old adage that monkey see, monkey do. So if a young child sees a parent behaving badly, or a teacher behaving badly, or anyone behaving badly, they think that's acceptable, or they think that's normal. And so our subconscious absorbs, our subconscious takes that on board. It's 1,000 times more powerful than our conscious, and it's deeply ingrained in us. So, for example, if a child sees a mother and father not connecting as a couple, or there was any physicality or anything like that in the relationship, that child potentially, more than likely, or could grow up thinking that that's normal part of a relationship. And this is what the scary thing is right now, is digging even deeper, that our teenagers are exposed to digital technology, possibly being YouTube as one of them, where anything and everything is possible to watch. And they will see certain aspects on YouTube, that how a male is treating a female, for example, and they think that's acceptable, or they think that's how a relationship should pan out. And this is where the big disconnect and breakdown is. One of the big what do you call it? Chain. The chain is breaking.
Yes, definitely. And I just want to add to that, that I'm really adamant about teaching young people, children, how to listen at their age, instead of waiting until decades later when we have to learn how to undo all of our dysfunctional behavior patterns, especially when it comes to listening.
Completely.
Yeah. Dr. Huma, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with your both of your statements. Actually, we should understand now the two words meaning, that what is actually adequate and what are actually the manners. Manners represents our behavior, basically, which reflects from our souls and from our personality. And adequates is a code of conduct. You can say, when I highlighted some sort of sentence, so it will fix on the adequates, that it's a code of conduct. So it's, you can say, adequates and manners are one family, and sister and brother relationship. It's really like, you can say, like a mother or a father or a sister or a brother, or anything. You can say that these all are comes from the one family. And one point I would like to add over here, with your permission, that we are only talking about until now the young generation, as well as the teenagers and all these things. But to be very honest, we as a human being, I don't think that we have a good adequates and manners. I cannot even mark myself 10 out of 10 when I talked about good adequates and manners. You know why? It doesn't mean that I have a bad manners and I react in a bad manner. No, it doesn't mean like this. It's mean that sometimes we get very excited, or we get very hyper in some sort of conditions, and we always start adopting the different cultures. We always start adopting the different scenarios of the people. It's just like a mess. When you have some sort of trouble, when you are suffering from some sort of trouble, or some sort of mental illness, or any sort of problem if you are facing in your life, so it really doesn't mean that it will show in front of your students or teachers or your society. This is also the very, very common part of our universe, not only the world or society or a country. It's a part of our planet and universe. Suppose if I take my example, or you can take your example as well, that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, that if the patient, if I'm talking about myself, so sometimes I get so much exhausted attending the clinic, because I usually, it's a very worst part, that out of 40 or 50 consultations, I received 80% of the patients who are suffering from depression. And the most important, on the top of the most important worst part, is 80% consultations, people who are coming towards me, they are females. And on the top of the worst thing, that they are very young age. They are not old, they are not 30, 40, 50 plus. They are like, just suppose yesterday, I concerned to one of the student of grade 12 in my country, and she is just 14 years old. Just 14 years old student is suffering from mental illness, and that was very, very frustrating for me, and I was very shocked at that time. Even only the depression was the reason why she, I didn't see any sort of good manners in her. Even she don't have the idea how to talk with her mother. Just leave us, let's talk about her mother. She didn't have any idea that how to talk in front of her mother, how to relate, how to communicate with her mother, and she was suffering from the very serious depression, which should not be obviously disclosed in front of here. But yes, it's the true reality, and toxic positivity, toxic positivity, and toxic negativity of our society. We have toxic negativity as well as toxic positivity as well in our society. We have to highlight it. It should be the global talk, that how we can cover all these problems. How can we relate mental illness towards the good etiquettes and manners? This is a long chain. It will all correlate, and it will all relate it with each other. As I said in the earlier, that it's just like a garden. It has so many flowers. It has so many gardens. It has so many flowers, leaves, and all the things. But what the farmer do? Just take the example. What the farmer do? Farmer always look after that flower who are just stop their productivities, who are just falling down. So we always try to come up now that okay, no, this is a good flower. We have to take care of it. We should not let this down. So the same thing in our society as well. And only the one country, or one state, or a one society cannot do this. It needs a global talk. It needs to be stand internationally level. It not should be done like suppose I am done in Pakistan, so I can approach all the goals, and you are doing in USA and you will approach all the goals. No, it cannot be done. It cannot be done. I think that it will need 200 plus countries to actually implementing on all these things. This is my perspective, that if we have changed, and if we want to change the world, and if we want to move towards 2030 or 2035, so we should adopt the good and real manners. Now this is also the very important point, that we should adopt the real etiquettes and real manners. We should not do this, or we should start implementing for the betterment of the society and for the betterment of this universe as well.
I'm just reflecting on all that you shared. And so it sounds like what I'm taking away is that you feel there's a direct correlation between mental health and etiquette and manners. Yes?
Yeah, yes, of course. And I am doing this. I am doing things. So I have a very, practical examples of all these things. I observe. This is my and I can relate all these things with neurological research as well. Because what the neurons is coming from your mind, what hypothalamus is sending messages towards your body, is playing an essential role. It depends what type of hormones is releasing inside your body. Like I am happy right now because I am enjoying. You both must be happy. It's mean that serotonin is releasing in your body. But serotonin is not releasing all the time. Obviously, we are human beings. So neurology, your mental health, it reflects on our personality. And what actually resonates, it's a good manner and a real adequacy. I repeat again, that we should start implementing on the real adequates, which is the lacking of the society, by the way, because I am observing in my students, my international students as well, not only on the national level, my international students as well are suffering from the depression, and they are so young. They are drug addictive and they are so young. So obviously, when they are drug addictive, they have no charm, they have no happiness in their life, they are suffering from mental illness. So you tell me how they can adopt a good manner, how they can adopt a good adequates. They cannot. It needs a long coaching, and it needs a long change of courses, I must say.
Yes.
These are, I mean, just the way that you've explained this for the purpose of all of us and the audience is crucial. It is 150% so powerful. And when we become so withdrawn into our minds and our bodies, there's nothing else. We can't see it. I think there's that expression, you can't see the wood for the trees, or vice versa, trees for the wood, or whatever. It's because we've become so withdrawn and insular. And, again, Professor Huma, Dr. JACALYN, we work with incredible people across the world and all ages. And just as Professor Huma was saying, the amount of youngsters that we have the privilege to work with that have slipped, and it's not because of necessarily bad parenting or bad education. Somewhere along the line there's been a disconnect. Somewhere along the line it could have been at school, or somewhere along the line they've had something introduced to them via digital technology or something, and it's taken them off in the wrong direction. And I think a lot of this material that's out there is giving negative tools of self-doubting, bringing in the fear factor, bringing in I'm no good, I'm useless, I'm not seen, I'm not heard, I don't count. And this, unfortunately, is just the tip of the iceberg. And I know, obviously, Prof. Huma, if we had a lot more time with you, and I do hope at some point in time you will book to come back on the show, because we are just getting started on this particular episode today.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sure. Why not? It will be the very, very good thing. And I think that maybe God knows, you knows, I know, maybe who knows that maybe after today's show, it will be the great initiative for the lots of people. And maybe they think that, okay, let's get started. So maybe out of hundreds of people, or maybe our listeners or our circle people, maybe start implementing on this thing. What we can say?
Absolutely. And the most beautiful thing about your lovely country, I've been to Pakistan many times. I love your country. And we have the British School of Excellence in Lahore now. An amazing woman who heads up, her name is Shandana, and she heads up a medical practice and a medical school. And then we've got another doctor who's Dr. Sadia Rajput. She is based in Karachi, and amazing, two incredible women. They've both been on the show before, and I love you, and I'm very happy to connect you with them as well, Prof. Huma. But incredible people in your country, the people that come out of Pakistan, amazing people, and it's a beautiful country. So I'd urge anyone to go and visit that gorgeous country. And if you love food, it's got the most incredible cuisine as well.
Philip, you read my mind
thank
about the connections. That's exactly what I was thinking, introducing Dr. Huma to the other two fabulous people there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have to close out because our next show, Fashion, Travel, and Fitness, is coming up right after this. Dr. Huma, we do have your banner about how people can reach you. We've got Instagram and Facebook. Are there any other ways that you want people to connect with you? And who would you like to reach out to?
Yeah, thank you very much. And first of all, my sincere gratitude goes to Dr. JACALYN and Honorable Excellency Mr. Philip for the great support. And I really enjoyed this 50 minutes, by the way. And although we have a lot of things to discuss more, and I have plenty of ideas as well in my mind. But yes, we should respect the time, because time must be our friend, not our enemy. So yes, if you want to reach me out, so you can contact me through my Insta or my Facebook account, or I can also share my email address and my WhatsApp number as well, so you can contact me over there as well. By the way, Mr. Philip, I'm also belong to Karachi, and I'm also a graduate. So I first of all, yeah, at last I would like to invite both of you, whenever you are gonna plan to visit Pakistan, you just text me. I will come. I will get you. I will host you whole of the time. So just keep it in your mind that the one Huma is in Pakistan, in Karachi over here. She will be host you definitely all the way, from all the time. Thank you so very much.
Shukran. Shukran.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And we'll definitely be in touch to have you back on the program. You really brought a lot of value and insights and given us food for thought for future shows, and for really asking people to take a look at what's going on in their own homes and how can they be part of a movement to really bring etiquette and manners into the home, and to help children learn these things so they don't have mental health issues that could be avoided by implementing these types of discussions into their homes. So thank you very much.
It's been a privilege. And Dr. JACALYN, while we're all still on screen, may I just finish off with a beautiful poem by Dorothy Law Nolte?
Please do, yes.
And it's entitled "Children Learn What They Live." And just humor me, everybody, but it goes along the following lines. If a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. If a child lives with hostility, he learns to fight. If a child lives with fear, he learns to be apprehensive. If a child lives with pity, he learns to feel sorry for himself. If a child lives with ridicule, he learns to be shy. If a child lives with jealousy, he learns what envy is. If a child lives with shame, he learns to feel guilty. If a child lives with encouragement, he learns to be confident. If a child lives with tolerance, he learns to be patient. If a child lives with praise, he learns to be appreciative. If a child lives with acceptance, he learns to love. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. If a child lives with recognition, he learns that it is good to have a goal. If a child lives with sharing, he learns about generosity. If a child lives with honesty and fairness, he learns what truth and justice are. If a child lives with security, he learns to have faith in himself and in those about him. If a child lives with friendliness, he learns that the world is a nice place in which to live. He learns to love. If we live with serenity, our children will live with peace of mind.
Wow. Wow, you brought tears to my eyes, Philip. Who wrote that, by the way?
That is Children Learn What They Live, and it's by Dorothy Law Nolte.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that.
It's a hugely, hugely powerful poem. It's something that I encourage every single parent to take a copy of that and to paste it, print it, paste it, put it wherever they read every single day, and understand the power of those words. And it's not just the words, you've got to action it.
And I'm going to put that right now into the comments so that people can go ahead and find this and download it.
This is truly an amazing and inspirational quote. I just really love it. I would love to copy it, by the way.
It's that there. Children Learn What They Live, Dorothy Law Nolte. That is the author of that amazing inscription.
Thank you so much, Philip. Okay, we have to close out. Philip, how can people reach out to you, and who would you like to contact you?
The British School of Excellence.com. hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. I love receiving a message via WhatsApp, personal to me, +44 780 885 9914. Anybody and everybody out there who wants to show up and be better than they were yesterday, we would love to engage with you. If we can guide you, if we can steer you in any form, any way, we would love the opportunity to be able to do so.
Thank you very much, Philip. And I just want to quickly let our audience know before we close out that you, Philip, are one of our elevated listeners on our team here at USA Global TV and Radio. And you are also being featured in our third book in our series of The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella. Our second book is actually coming out on Saturday. This is our third book. Lady Ella Has Afternoon Tea in London. Again, part of The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor. This book is taking place at the British School of Excellence. And Philip, you are which character here on this cover?
Although I'm not tall, but the very tall giraffe.
And your name?
I think we've called me Gerald.
Yes, we have. We have. And also next to you on the table is Mimi the cat. And that Mimi is being played by Leanne from the British School of Excellence. So all of the animal characters represent real people who are graduates of the power of listening. And again, just to share, these are other books that we have, but this first book, The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor, I think I have a more recent slide. Here we go. The one on the left is available right now in ebook, paperback, and hardback. And all of the animal characters you see there represent real people on our team. The one on the right is coming out on Saturday. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon, Lady Ella's ABCs of Listening, which takes place at the School of Joy. And Lady Ella is the ladybug. And I am actually the ladybug in honor and dedication to my niece, Ella. So I fly from Gentle Farm over to the School of Joy. And from the School of Joy, I'm going over to the British School of Excellence. And I will be leaving there and going to Paris, to the Louvre, and to the Eiffel Tower. So it's quite a journey. And I thank you, Phil, for taking it with me.
Dr. JACALYN, when will it be available on Amazon?
The third one will be available March the 26th, which is my 60th birthday. So you can
and what about the book which represents the ladybug? I just
okay. This, by the way, this is available. Lady Ella Has Afternoon Tea in London is available right now on pre-order for the ebook.
Okay.
And then the other two books.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
I am definitely gonna purchase this book for my son. He just loves the character of Ladybug and Kitnor and all these. This is love, truly. Thank you very much for sharing this.
Thank you very much. Just go ahead and Google my name, Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and you'll see all the books there. So thank you. Thank you to both of you. Thank you to our audience, to our listeners, to our viewers. We will be signing off right now. And wherever you are, please stay there and do watch our next show, which is, again, Fashion, Travel, and Fitness, starring the lovely Diane Floyd-Bame and our guest from London, Claire Chan. We're going to talk about styling and color and everything that you need to know for this year when it comes to fashion. All right. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
All the best.